Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another video that I feel like it's taking me forever to do, but we're gonna do part one of it today. We are talking about all things Prada. So I'm gonna be showing you, I feel like it is a haul. So I'm gonna show you all the things that I purchased from Prada Beauty. And today we're gonna be focusing solely on the Reveal Skin Optimizing Foundation. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? I'm fantastic because, well, let me tell you the story. I realized that my license was gonna expire on my birthday. I forgot to renew it, but it said I could do it online. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, when I went to do it, it said that I couldn't renew it online because after age 40, you need a vision test. The last time I renewed my license, it was about 7 years ago. So this is gonna be the first time renewing my license after age 40. So I really had no idea. Anyway, made an appointment, went to the DMV, got there early and was out literally in 10 minutes. That is totally unheard of. So I just wanted to share that. That was my little spark of joy. And I'll be getting ready to go to an IEP meeting for Marky this afternoon. Oh, that's a whole nother video, but I'm really concerned about his school experience. And I don't know, school was such a positive part in my life. And I want it to be the same for him, or I want school to be what he wants it to be and what he needs it to be. I'm hoping to get my feelings, out there and my concerns for him out there at this meeting. So I'll keep y'all posted, but let me know in the comment section or the chat how you are doing because, I'd love to hear it. So we're here today to talk about Prada Beauty. Now Prada Beauty released back in August of 2023, but I believe that it was only available on the Prada website, but Prada Beauty recently became available at Sephora. So I really had no intention on purchasing anything from Prada Beauty. And long story short, I'll get into it more when we talk about the foundation. I had a hard time trying to figure out what shade I would be. And once I thought I had settled on a good shade, I just decided I was gonna try the brand. And I just wanted to try one of everything that they had available. Well, at least one. So let me just show you what I purchased. Our focus today is going to be on the Prada Reveal Skin Optimizing Foundation. Expensive, $70 foundation. So, it better be a good one. I also purchased 3 lipsticks. So we have the monochrome lipstick and we have hyper matte and we also have soft matte. And again, there will be videos coming on these. So the hyper matte lipstick I have in B01 Argyle. I also have the shade 077 in Arancio. For the soft matte lipstick, I have the shade B106, which is caramel. And that's it for lipsticks because... And finally, I purchased 2 of the eyeshadow palettes. I've not used this one yet. This one's called Profusion. The one that I have used is this one, and this is number 3 in Pulse. The other one was number 2, if I didn't say that. So I am gonna do separate videos with the eyeshadow and the lipstick. I'm not sure how I'm gonna organize those, but the foundation is gonna take enough time because finding my shade in this foundation was not easy. And I also didn't really have any references online. I watched some reviews of the Prada Beauty foundation. I haven't seen any videos with Black creators reviewing Prada Beauty as of yet. But I did see a couple of reviews from creators around a similar skin tone, but it really didn't help. I'm going to actually pull up the website and you'll see when you see the swatches why it was difficult to settle on a foundation shade. So I'm pulling up the Sephora website and I'm gonna do the shade finder. I'm gonna use my Hourglass as a reference and I take a 10.5 there. So it's telling me that my shade is Deep Warm 70, which is deep skin with warm undertones. Now, I don't have deep skin, okay? And that is where this whole thing started. So if I select the shade and you look at it, and let's look at the model, I mean, that is not my complexion at all. Let me try another foundation. Let's do MAC. I haven't worn MAC foundation in a really long time, but I was pretty safe with the NC42. So let's see. That's telling me medium neutral 60, which might be closer, okay? This is the medium neutral 60. Okay, now let's take a look at these swatches. Let's see if we can zoom in. Now, here's another issue I had. Look at how, I wasn't sure if this is a mistake or not, but look at the numbering. I'm just not sure, maybe this, I don't know. So we have light neutral 25, medium cool 45, medium cool 50. Look at medium neutral 45. Like, I'm not understanding. I'm getting that it's different undertones, but skip down to where it says light warm 25. Look at light neutral 25, which is the very first swatch. Look at light warm, okay? Look at medium cool 50, which is the third swatch. Look at medium warm 45. I was thinking that the higher the number, the deeper the shade, but that's not how this is translating to me. So if you are someone who was looking at this and like, Cara, like it's so easy to understand, let me know, because it was really hard for me. It took me like 2 hours to really settle down and pick a shade. It also looks like they have skipped 30. I kind of skipped the lighter shades, but it's the same thing. You have 5, 10, 15, and then you have a 10. So I just was really lost. Now you can see that these are going up in increments of 5s, right? Fine. But it goes from 25 to 40. So there are no 30s. Not sure why that is. All right, now let's get to the arm that I was looking at. So this is the arm where I was like, okay, this is where my shade is. This first told me that I was a deep neutral 70. That is the bottom swatch. But I was very, very weary of that. That looks too deep for me. The second match, I believe, said medium neutral 60, which is the fourth swatch down. I felt like that might be too light. Now, the shade that I ended up settling on is medium warm 55. Now, typically I go for neutral, but in this case, the medium warm to me looked like it could be the matte. Let me show you the model for medium warm 55. The model for medium neutral 60 looked like it could match too, but 55 I think looks better on the swatch. There's medium warm 55. I don't know if that's me either. I mean, I feel like it's pretty close. So medium warm 55, here's medium neutral 60. This was the other suggested match, medium neutral 60, and the deep neutral 70, you know, that just wasn't it. All right, let's look at medium neutral 55. Here's medium neutral 55. So the three of those could probably have worked, but the swatches really, really threw me off. So settled on medium warm 55. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this foundation, demo it, do the wear test, and then come back at the end. All right, so the Prada Beauty launch was August 1st, 2023. And it became available in 2024, early 2024 at Sephora. And this is not the first time that Prada has done anything with beauty. They also had a beauty launch in 2000, but I believe it was very short-lived. Let's talk in detail about the Skin Optimizing Foundation. This foundation is $70 and it's refillable. The refill is $55. And from the website, the Prada Beauty Skin Optimizing Foundation refines the skin in 3 dimensions, including tone, luminosity, and texture to reveal soft, filtered skin in real life. The foundation has a breathable soft matte finish and up to 24-hour wear. This long-lasting medium buildable coverage foundation is infused with the IRL in real life microfilter TM technology. This technology consists of a molecule that microcrystallizes into the skin. It is transfer resistant, formulated with vitamin E, niacinamide, and lactobacillus extract complex. The formula improves skin tone, enhances skin's natural radiance and hydration, and refines skin texture. And it has broad spectrum SPF sunscreen. And this foundation is supposed to improve the overall skin look over time. And a little more about the advanced in real life microfilter technology. The foundation microcrystallizes onto skin to optimize light diffusion, revealing a natural and seamlessly filtered complexion. This foundation comes in 33 shades, and to get the shades, they used AI technology to scan 3,000 different skin tones to create the different shades. This foundation is made for sensitive skin. It has a 12-month shelf life, and it doesn't have anything on here about being vegan or cruelty-free. As you saw in the demo, this foundation is refillable. It's very easy to remove. And to be honest, if you don't want to spend the $70, because essentially you're paying the extra money for this housing here, but you can just go ahead and get the refill if you want to. This is totally fine to house the foundation, so you can save some extra money by just getting the refill. This is a really nice component. Like, it looks luxurious, but I mean, it's plastic. So it's not anything that like you really need to have, but it is easy to remove and put back in. All right, y'all, without further ado, we're gonna get into the foundation demo and the wear test. I do wanna say I've been wearing this foundation for about a month, so I feel pretty good about doing a review because I've worn it for so long. So I will be back at the end to share my final thoughts. Hey friends, all right, we are gonna demo this foundation. I feel like it's taken so long for me to get to this point of doing this Prada video because I've been wearing the foundation forever now. But y'all, okay, let's look at the color match. Let me know what you think, because sometimes at first I was like, it's a little off because it's so exact, but then I realized that sometimes I purchase foundations that may have the wrong undertone or a little warmer, a little deeper, but this one, I feel like it's exact. It reminds me a lot of the shade that I had in the Chanel number 1 Day foundation, like that revitalizing one. Let me just show you. I just feel like that match is so good. Now, I was watching a video that said you should match your foundation to your neck, but I feel like this is a pretty good match. If you do this with your finger to make it a second skin, like, that is a perfect match. Let me know what y'all think. Now, I usually use my BK Beauty brush, so that's what I'm gonna get now. And I think it said it was like 1 pump for light coverage and 2 for light medium. I just think that looks just like my skin. It's crazy to me. It's also crazy that there's no mirror available. Here we go. I usually like to just pump a little on the back of my hand. This is just such a good match for me. Sometimes I'm like, I look so pale, but I'm like, girl, you are pale. I usually take some setting spray. I'm gonna just take this Hourglass Veil and just put this on. Like, it looks like I'm putting on nothing. I'm just gonna put a little bit more on, like, since it's for the video, just so you could just see. So if you're around my complexion, I wear a 10.5 in the Hourglass foundation. What else? Pat McGrath M15. MAC is like NC42. So if you're around this complexion, this could be a really good shade. It's just so hard when there's no way to try this and you're just kind of doing it online and using those like foundation shade finders. Those are not always accurate. But this is what the foundation looks like. So even though it says that it's matte, I think it says matte. Can't remember right now. I've not done the intro part. But I'm a dewy lover. So I have always been a dewy makeup lover. And this, I love this finish. I think it looks just like my skin. You can see my freckles are somewhat covered, not all the way. They still come through, which I like. And there's some radiance there. Now I do use a glowy primer, so that's probably helping with this. But I love it. I'm gonna put the rest of my base makeup on and then I'll just show you how everything looks. Bless you. All right, you guys, I'm back. I have the rest of my base and makeup on. I have on the LYS bronzer, Gucci Soft Red blush, concealer and color correct combination with my Huda Beauty color correct and my Natasha Denona concealer. So this is what the Prada foundation looks like, just with a little light look. Let me know your thoughts. I think it looks great. I will check in from my phone to let you know how it's looking throughout the day. And then I'll be back at the end to wrap up this part of the Prada series. The lighting is terrible in here, but it is 10:33, so I've had the foundation on for 3 hours. I always feel like my blush and stuff evaporates, but my skin looks really good, I think. So I don't know how much you can see, but to me it just looks really natural. I mean, it almost looks like I don't have anything on. There's nothing cakey or anything. You know, I just have freckles and everything, but I think it looks really good. So I will check back in a couple hours. Hey friends, it is the end of the day. It is 8:26 p.m. and this is what my makeup looks like. So let's zoom in. Now, I'm sure you can tell that my makeup has definitely evaporated some. So you can see that the blush, you know, has gotten a little patchy. And this is very, very typical. It does not matter what blush I use. It doesn't matter. My makeup just kind of evaporates, and that's probably natural. But I do feel that this foundation wears really nicely. There's just no, oh, where's close in as we can get. Okay, there's just no, I don't know, cakiness. I mean, you can definitely see like some fading, but I'm all about a graceful fade, you know what I mean? And nobody is that close to me anyway. So I just really, really like this foundation. Let me know what you think about how the foundation wore. I mean, I feel pretty natural right now. And I don't know, I just like how it wore throughout the day when I, you know, looked in the mirror. I liked how everything looked. So let's go ahead and get into my final thoughts. All right, y'all, I am back to give you my final thoughts on this foundation. I absolutely love this foundation. And coming from somebody who really had been going for dewy looks, the dewier the better, the greasier looking the better, I can't believe I am liking a matte foundation. And I know this isn't like matte, it's more like a natural matte. It's giving some natural radiance, but I absolutely love it. I think the match on my skin is really perfect. Like, it almost looked like when I was putting it on my skin, you just didn't even see the foundation go on because that's how close it was. But then there were times where I was wondering if it was just a smidge too light, or have I been buying my foundations a smidge too deep? And it could be both. I don't know. But I really like this. I would love to be able to try this on in store because I'm still really, really curious to find out what the medium neutral 60 looks like on me, and maybe even the medium neutral 55. But the medium warm, to me, this isn't even really warm. Like, this is kind of neutral to me. It doesn't really have like that yellowy kind of undertone. So I'm kind of fine with the warm, but the shades just seemed a bit all over the place for me. As far as how the foundation felt on my face, I think it went on like a second skin. it looked good all day. Even at 8:30 at night or whatever time it was where I filmed that last segment, I thought it looked great. It does wear, but it's very graceful, did not separate, was not cakey. It really looked like second skin, and I feel like the look stayed so nicely all day long. So I was really, really happy with this foundation, as we should be for $70. We should be happy. There should be like no complaints at all. So the wear time was wonderful. The feel of the foundation is wonderful. I don't think I mentioned, I mean, there's no fragrance scent, because that's very important, especially when it comes to luxury beauty. That scent that's usually there in the Dior, in the Chanel, in the Gucci lines, you can smell that signature fragrance. There is none here, which those fragrances don't really bother me. They go away, but I know they can be very irritating to some people. So definitely wanted to mention that. And I think that's really it. I have not put this down since I picked it up. Was not trying to get hooked on another brand this year. Definitely not another luxury brand, but it is what it is. I was also just really hoping that this would help somebody who was around my skin tone, who was trying to figure out their shade, because it was very tough. The one creator that I saw that was around my skin tone, I think she ended up getting, I think she was the deep neutral 70. And I was like, no, she's deeper than me. So I knew that wasn't gonna work. I hope they figure out a different way to kind of lay out the swatches, because it was just very confusing to me. And I'm sure other people have had the same issues trying to find their shade in the foundation. And you know, we can't be playing around with wrong foundation shades. Like, it's too expensive. Although this is at Sephora, we can just return it. I mean, nobody wants to go through like trials and tribulations of trying to find their right foundation shade because something's not in the store. So I really do hope that Prada Beauty will come to Sephora so more people can, you know, figure out their shade match. It's really tough to do it online. So again, I really do hope that this video helped, if you're around my skin tone, to determine, you know, what shade is good for you. And that's going to be it. I recommend it? VIB. That's what I'll say. VIB, and just get this part. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about like an extra $15 for this. I mean, I don't know if that's really necessary. I mean, it's a nice concept, and I do like the whole idea of, you know, creating less waste, but we can also create less waste by just not buying this part. So that's going to be it for this video. I really do hope that it was helpful, and stay tuned, because we'll have a part 2 where we talk about the lipsticks and the eyeshadow palettes. So very, very excited to share those with you. And I am going to skedaddle and get on up out of here. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you're being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.